All right, what's up everyone? We have gotten a lot of questions about the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pro, and specifically, will they work with Moment lenses? So in this video, I wanted to go over all that, answer your questions. Do I even need them? Will they work? What's the point of them now that we have an ultra wide built in on the 11 and 11 Pro? So instead of me just telling you all the specs though, let's go out and shoot, show you the difference. Also, big shout out, guys at OneWheel for sending over the Pint. This thing is sick, little ripper. Speaking of crew, I'm gonna need a little help on tonight's shoot. It's just me, so let's go ask a few of the app guys if they'll come out and shoot photos with us tonight.
Yeah, I'll go. Okay, yeah, I'll go.
I'm down. All right, so the first thing we want to talk about is the most obvious, and it's the fact now that there's a built-in ultra-wide lens on the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro. I would be lying if I said it wasn't fun. It's actually really awesome to have something that's built in that you can just switch to really quick when you're on the fly, when you're having fun, and just pop that into an ultra-wide lens. But if image quality is your #1 concern, that f2.4 aperture has some limitations, specifically in low light. So comparing that f2.4 aperture on the ultra-wide to the main camera lens, the f1.8 aperture, you see a pretty good difference in low light noise quality. So the f1.8 lens is much better in photo and video in low light. So that's where our wide lens and our superfish lens really come in handy. In low light situations, like in a little bit here as it gets darker, throwing this wide lens over the f1.8 aperture lens, your main camera, it's gonna give you much better results. So we're gonna shoot around a little bit and show you those results right now in photo and video mode. Getting a little bit darker now, still not fully dark. I'm gonna still shoot some low light stuff down here, but they gotta go, so thanks for the help though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet.
See ya.
See you guys. Yeah.
Bye, Suede. Bye, Suede.
Shake your butt.
All right, and just FYI, if I didn't say this earlier, this is a prototype case, so just enough for us to use, get the shots. The lens still mounts up and everything. It's just not finalized because final products of our iPhone 11 and 11 Pro cases are coming soon. So pre-order those now. They're gonna be nice, so check it out. Again, prototype, just in case you're wondering.
Wait, is there anything you'd like to say? I'm smiling in the silence, wondering if you are even feeling the same. Song in your driveway. I've got nowhere to be till Monday, and I want you to remember my name. Make me an offer, you know I can't turn away. It's warm in the water, jump in the waves. When I'm with you, there's no sense of time, and I know that it's late, but I don't wanna say goodnight.
All right, how's that selfie in low light? How's the audio? All right, Mobbing up to get one last low light photo of the city skyline up this bridge. This is the iPhone 11 Pro's front-facing camera. Woo! Thank you, OneWheel, too. It's been a great ride so far on this test. Oh, another photographer's up here. What's up? It's a good view. He watches the channel.
I do. Big fan of Moment, man. Big fan.
This wasn't planned. I just saw him up here. All right, so all the way from the downtown Seattle to the mountains. It's beautiful out here. I actually wore this color to match the fall colors. Next point I wanna make is the ultra wide lens does not support RAW shooting mode. So if you don't know what RAW is, basically it's an uncompressed file format for shooting photos in. It gives you a better, higher quality image that's better for post-processing. You don't always need to shoot RAW. It does take up more space on the file size, but if you want an ultra wide shot or a wide shot, use Moment lenses when shooting RAW. It gives you a little bit higher quality image. So we're gonna shoot a couple examples around here. Also, when I was saying we earlier, it's me and my wife and my dog, so Ariana's out helping shoot today. So one of the lenses that doesn't get a ton of love from us all the time is the macro. Sorry, macro. It's very niche, but it's actually such a sharp lens. When paired with the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro, it does not disappoint. Right, Ariana, doesn't disappoint?
It's definitely not disappointing.
That's good. Just getting some flower shots. Would you Instagram those?
I might.
So the next thing I want to talk about is the built-in 2x lens on the iPhone 11 Pro. Apple gave us a nice upgrade with the f2 aperture this year. It's a great lens, it's a great camera. So here's where the Moment 58mm lens comes in handy. Not only can you use it on the iPhone 11 just as our normal 58, you get a nice 2x optical zoom, really beautiful glass. On the Pro, you can stack this over the nice built-in 2x lens, giving you a 4x lens or about 114mm equivalent. So to do this, you'll want to shoot in the Moment Pro camera app. We have a button where you can hard select which lens you're shooting from. This is a nice option because depending on light, sometimes the native app will only allow you to use digital zoom on the 1x lens. Our case has a mounting point over the 2x lens on your phone, and then you'll want to hard select the 2x button, put your Moment 58 over that, and you'll essentially be having a 4x zoom lens. So we'll give you a quick example of the 58mm lens over that 2x and then the 58mm over the 1x lens. Now let's talk about mounting a Moment lens over the ultra wide lens on the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11. Lots of questions, lots of people interested. They're like, I can't wait to mount my lens and make it even wider. Short answer is optically, it just doesn't work. That's why we didn't put a mounting point on the case to support this. We obviously, on the case, we left it open so you can still use your ultra wide lens, but optically our lenses do not work. The field of view is just way too wide on this. In short, It would be like taking a photo through one of those little hotel room door peepholes. For those of you who want a little bit more detail about why it won't work, here's a clip of RJ to tell you all the juicy details.
I mean, yeah, that's actually pretty much it. This is the ultra wide. That's the darker, the thicker black line is the field of view coming out of the phone, and then the opening here is the opening on the bottom of our lens. So it pretty much is just being blocked by the bottom of the lens immediately. On the 1X and the 2X, the black line there is pretty much what you're getting for the field of view. This is a very janky little drawing, but you can see this is like the opening of the bayonet here. In the actual case itself, you can see we have a pretty big opening where that third lens is going to be, and that's pretty much what we need to do to make it so we're not actually blocking the camera in general. So you can see the difference in the size of the attachment here versus the opening here. That's pretty much causing the issue right there.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
The knowledge, dude.
Just that knowledge.
All right, the light's getting really good, which means it's almost time to talk about my favorite thing, video. It's my favorite thing. Similar to what I mentioned earlier, the iPhone 11 Pro's ultra-wide lens is cool for video in the right lighting. Anytime there's low light, phones already suffer from such a small sensor that you need the most light possible. You need some of the best light you can shoot in to really make the image stand out. If you don't care about your footage, just film, just zoom in on those. But if you're really looking to get some of that best looking Moment Film Festival looking smartphone footage, you wanna shoot in good light. So that just brings me to my point of shooting with Moment lenses over the main camera lens on that f1.8. So throwing our lenses, the wide, the superfish, the anamorphic lens, my personal favorite for video, which we'll get some shots in a second. If you use that over the built-in f1.8 lens versus the ultra wide, you're gonna get a much sharper, much cleaner image with less grain. So yeah, brings me to the next point. This bad boy right here, anamorphic lens on iPhone 11 Pro. Let's get some of that B-roll cut in here. All right, so all that to say, we are super hyped on how Moment lenses are looking on the 11 and 11 Pro. Essentially, Apple gave us a better camera, and now we can put our lenses on it to just make it even juicier. And hopefully that cleared up some questions about the ultra wide and hopefully give you a little comparison about the quality. So thank you so much for watching. All the links to hopefully the stuff I mentioned are in the description. Download the Moment Pro camera app. And if you have any questions specifically about this, hit them in the comments. I mean, type that. You know what to do. Anyways, thank you guys. Bye.